Alright artists, if you're like me and you still need to add some color to your cupcake, this video is for you. Go ahead and grab that cupcake, and then I'm going to show you here how you can really use any type of paint that you have, and we're going to go ahead and add some color. So I'm going to be using temper cakes here. They work a lot like watercolors. They're just a little bit more, I would like to say, vibrant. So I'm going to grab my water, my brushes, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So remember how we talked about tertiary colors when we were working to create our still life cupcakes? We're going to go ahead and talk about them again. And this time we're going to talk about how you can actually mix paint colors together to get those tertiary colors. So remember that your tertiary colors are when you have a primary and a secondary color together, right? Because it goes right in between the two on our color wheel. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to work on picking out a tertiary color that I would like for the base of my cupcake. Now, then I'm going to come over here and I'm actually going to use the top of my lid for my paints here to mix some colors, but you could always use maybe a little bowl or maybe a piece of aluminum foil, whatever you have. I'm going to show you how you can actually mix some colors together. So if I want to get blue-green, right? That's a really nice tertiary color. If I want to get blue-green, what I can do is I can actually just go ahead and take some of my blue, go ahead and put it onto my little tray right here, and then I can clean off my brush, very important that you make sure you clean off it, and then I can grab some green and go ahead mix the two together. So see, pretty easy, right? Now we want to make sure that if we're using watercolors or if you're using temper cake paints like me, you want to make sure that you're not mixing it on top of the color inside of your tray. Now if you're using acrylic paint, it's kind of the same thing too. If you have blue and green, you want to make sure that you pull them off to the side to mix them and that you're not mixing one on top of the other, because then guess what? You'd have to pour more paint. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to keep mixing my colors until I get what I like. This came out a little too green for my blue-green, if you ask me. So I'm going to actually come and I'm going to add a little bit more blue back to it. Well, first I added some more green and that certainly wasn't what I wanted. So more blue, perfect. There is the blue-green tertiary color that I so very want. Now I'm just going to go through and I'm going to paint all around the base, my pinch spot that I made, of my wrapper with my tertiary color. All right, now remember, you don't have to do the same tertiary color I'm doing. You could totally choose to do one of the other 5 tertiary colors that there are. Remember, we study those with our still life cupcakes, but if you need a little bit of a refresher, take a look at your color wheel and look at the spaces between a primary and secondary, and that's how you'll find your tertiary. Now you can see here that I'm going around and I'm filling the sides. I'm not doing the bottom. I could if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it blank. But I'm also going to do the rim of my cupcake wrapper. I'm going to leave the inside of my cupcake to be painted with a different color later. So I'm not going to worry about that for now. Just going to go ahead and finish up my wrapper. Nice. Now for the inside of my little clay cupcake. I think I'm going to choose a color that maybe fits really well with the tertiary color I picked. So I'm going to choose a little bit of a yellow, and I'm going to fill in the inside of mine with yellow. Again, you do not have to choose the same colors I'm choosing. You could totally choose, maybe you want to do a tertiary color in here. You go for whatever you would like to do, but go ahead, fill in the inside of your pinch spot now, and then we'll move on to icing. Now let's talk about our coil pots we made for our icing. Remember, this is the part on top that we made. You can totally choose how you would like to fill in your icing here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just fill it in with one color. Maybe you would like to create a pattern. Maybe every other you want to switch your colors. You could do that. Maybe you do 3 in a row and then change it up. I'm going to give you your choice, but go ahead, fill in your coils right now for your cupcake icing. Now, once you have those filled in, and again, you could even possibly have chosen to do a tertiary color for this, you're gonna go ahead and start to fill in your toppings. Now, this is very dependent on however you did your toppings. I chose to do sprinkles and a little cherry on top, so I'm going to fill mine in with the colors that pertain to that. I might do some rainbow for my sprinkles, and I'm gonna do a nice big red cherry on top. Go ahead right now, fill in the remaining of your cupcake with your paint. Oh my goodness, artists, would you look at the beautiful masterpieces that you have created? Very nice. I can't wait to see what your 3D ceramic cupcakes look like. I bet they look super cool and unique, and probably very different from mine. All right, artists, make sure you send me a photo, and I'll see you next time. Bye.